So speaking of guilt by association and speaking of focusing on ad hominem and the person over the subject, I'll say this. I've been seeing this. I saw it then, back in November 2018, and I see it now. Well, this is specific to November. The election was close because our country is full of racists and sexists. Those terms have lost all meaning to me due to overuse, oversaturation. They're used so often. And we can't allow sexism and racism to become meaningless. They have to have credibility because they are immoral. They are wrong. Otherism, malevolent otherism is wrong. And I find otherism in all of its forms to not hold merit and to be generally immoral. And I'm not a moralist. I just don't like animosity toward other groups or any group. So here's an alternative to racism and sexism. Baby eater. You eat babies. You disagree with me on fiscal policy? You eat babies. You eat babies. I like to mix it up. So, it's so ridiculous that, hey, nobody's going to take that seriously. And it'll get rid of them. Okay? Now, you want to, I don't know. It becomes a little hard to debate with somebody that is so free, considers himself so free, and is always on the edge of just throwing out sexism and racism. You're doing this because you're privileged this way. You're part of this group. It's very identitarian. I don't find it very virtuous. Our country is full of racists and sexists. Do you know that 63 plus million people voted for Donald Trump? Are 63 plus million people either ignorant, dumb, or stupid, or evil? Is that your hypothesis? I don't mean to cast judgment. I don't see how that's possible. Okay? And that's looking at observable reality. And at first, after the election, as somebody that voted to the far left, I didn't really want to see that. I was on board with the idea that, yeah, we are going to go down the tubes because of President Trump. But of course, observable reality played out. And it turns out our country is doing great. Unemployment is down to 3.6%. Everything is looking great. The stock market's hitting highs almost every day. And of course, things could change. But North Korea is doing well. And just all these fears that I and others had, well, they're being proven to be false. They're not coming to fruition. And yet the mainstream media acts like, hey, it's November 9th, and every single fear you've conjured in your head is being projected into observable, concrete, malleable reality out there in the physical world, in the external world, the real world, the outer world. What's in your inner world, they're saying, hell, your deepest fears, your craziest imagination, the craziest thoughts you have about how bad things could be, that's what's happening, they're saying. They're trying to, and they keep you coming back. They keep us coming back by reinforcing narratives that we already have bias towards because we've been told them so many times. But people they get triggered by even looking at the president's face. They don't even want to listen to him. I see memes of things that happened years ago as if they happened today, as if no other good things have been done. The criminal justice reform wasn't done, they'll say. They don't give credit where credit's due. So why would they be seen as credible? Why would they be seen as someone to listen to? I want them to be credible. I want to listen to them, and I do. But at a certain point, if all you're doing is spouting what the MSNBC NPC media is saying, if you're spouting a media narrative that doesn't conform to observable reality and isn't very predictive of what's really happening, but it is predictive of what's happening in the media is presented macro simulation, well, at a certain point, it just becomes a totally different conversation from the one that I'm having. I want to stick to the facts. I'm, as one of these people say, fact-based.